What's good, guys? K-Star here, your boy, back with another Medicos Super Action Statue, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Part 5, Golden Wind, Action Statue or Figure Review. The main villain of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 5, and we've got his figure in the post. I wasn't expecting this one so soon, but here he is nonetheless. So, to start with, as always, you got the front of the box, nice window display from Medicos. You got the side of the box, some art of the figure and golden words with JoJo and his name. You got the bottom, just plain old Japanese terms and conditions, as we know. You got the back, shows you the various accessories, the base, the heads, and the poses you can put him in. And you've got the top with, again, just shiny Diavolo letters as always. So yeah, the basic that we're used to. So let's get him open. Not much to this one. It's quite nice design, but quite simple at the same time. So let's get him open and see what we got. So as always, regular stuff from Medicos, and I must admit, as per usual, the paint and detail is looking outstanding, as we know from Medicos all the time. Half the reason I'm so worried to pose these guys is because I don't want to damage them. So yeah, let's get him out. Your first thoughts might be thinking, why the heck has this guy got bright pink hair? And there's a simple answer to that, and that is the JoJo's character designs are always flamboyant, and they show that you can be the manliest guy that you want to be, and they're not bothered about what colour or the clothes they wear. They can wear what they want because their powers and abilities that they have behind them are usually enough to destroy a lot. So people don't usually question the outfits they wear because they're too scared of getting absolutely wrecked. So yep, there's your basic backstory. This guy is the gang leader, the Italian mafia leader from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures Part 5, and he rules the gang from the shadows, and there's a good reason for that, because his superpower is kind of broken, but we'll talk about that a bit later. So to start with, we got general paint and detail. So as you can see, his face is painted awesomely as usual, no issues there, no blemishes. As we go down, you've got his tattoos, his mafia tattoos, and his mesh metal shirt, whatever you want to say there, that comes over, all painted, all sculpted, not one bit of plastic there. So really nicely done there. I thought maybe there'd be some defects on his stomach, but nope, nothing, all perfect. Again, the tattoos, you go down, still the same to his belt. You've got the gold details on his trousers there, and the nice purple. You got these tail effects from his metallic mesh shirt that come down, nice little effect. And as you go down to his legs, you've got the same, exactly the same golden effects there, which is absolutely awesome as well, painted really nicely. And his shoes, same shoes. So yeah, and even if you go to his head, there's little speckles and details just like in the anime of his hair, and even the little zigzag on his head. So they've really gone all out with the detail on this guy, seeing as he's a simple figure. The only defect I can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, but the slight paint rubbing on the back of his mesh shirt behind the hair, but that doesn't really matter because it's only minor, and you can't really see that anyway. So overall, this guy is looking pretty damn good. We can't go wrong. We'll go into a bit of articulation. So for your Diavolo here, he has not much range at his head, because obviously that pink hair is restricting him. So you get side to side, and you get up and down, and at his neck as well, up and down. So just the basic looks. You can get him looking pretty serious and crazy, like he's going to wreck people like in the anime. You get arm, again, if you're doing this, be very careful. He can go all the way up to 90, but the hair restricts him a bit and he's very fragile. You got arm, like an elbow pivot. You don't get wrist swivel. You can swivel it a bit, but they're very, very delicate joints. But mainly the wrist swivel goes all the way around, which is awesome. Again, same with that arm, as you've seen. Shoulders move up and down. His chest actually does, you can swivel it back and forward, but it's best to leave it in line for the sculpt work of the paint. And unfortunately, his waist there does not swivel, or not that I can see of, because it's sculpted nicely. So we'll leave that as it is. His legs can do, about 45, but you don't want to break that nice sculpting at the back there. His knees can bend all the way, which is nice, and they can rotate. And his ankles can also do a rotation, but again, because of the sculpt work, he's sacrificing articulation for the fact that he's got these awesome effects on his outfit. And then finally, you got your ankle up and down, a swivel, and a toe pivot, which is quite tight, so we won't do that. So that's Diavolo in all his glory. There's not much to say about him other than that. Next, we'll quickly go into accessories. So Diavolo comes with 5 interchangeable hands, as well as the 2 fists he's got, as you can see there. I won't bother sliding them off because you've probably seen it on other figures. And he's got one effect from the anime where, to distract an enemy, he cuts his hand and spurts blood all over the enemy's eyes. Sounds a bit gory, but that's JoJo's for you. And then you've got his jumper effect, which I can show you what that does. There's a certain pose you can do. Well, I don't think it's on here actually, but you kind of put the jumper over his head and position his arms up, and then put the jumper in, and then it looks like he's taking the jumper off. So that's a moment from the anime. So that can be done also. The best accessory Diavolo comes with is probably, if you lift the box up here, you get his interchangeable head, which is pretty awesome. So if you can see that, it's like a crazy looking face. So what we'll do, seeing as we haven't got the hands out, we'll take a look at his other face. So with these guys, I know they're very delicate, but what you usually do to change the head, so as you can see, they always seem a bit fragile because the necks are really fragile. So you pop his head off, and then there should be a hole in there, and then you carefully pop that one back on. And then you'll have a rather crazy, insane looking Diavolo. A lot like the devil, as his name states, and there's a reason for that. So, yep, that's him, interchangeable head. You get your display base, which I don't use, as always, as you know. I'll set him up and I'll leave it as it is. So yeah, that's all there is to say really. This guy, he does come with another figure that you can buy separately, his stand, which I want to get very soon, once I can, which is King Crimson. And his stand basically is, the reason he's the mafia boss and no one can beat him in the show is because his power is, he can basically erase time. So if anyone tried to kill him or attack him in any way, they try to do it, and then all of a sudden the person would forget exactly what happened, and then they'd find themselves not knowing what's gone, because Diavolo has erased the time, and then he's basically defeated or killed them because his superpower erases time and then changes it to his will. So that's basically his superpower. So he's quite a strong enemy to be facing, which is why he rocks the pink hair and the long hair and the mesh tops, because he knows that you can laugh at him all you want, or you can call him names, But then next minute you'll find yourself confused and his fist will be through your chest, just like in the anime. So that's why this guy is the boss of the mafia and you don't mess with him. And also nobody knows his identity except us, because he likes to keep that a secret. And he likes to keep it that way so nobody can overtake him. So yeah, that's Diavolo. If you just give me 2 seconds. Well, it's a bit dark, but here's Diavolo next to his counterpart, the guys that are trying to overthrow him in the anime. Bruno Bucciarati and his stand Zipperman. And this guy really gives Bruno a run for his money in the show. Bruno tries his hardest to beat him in a 1v1, but ultimately Diavolo in his future-seeing time erasing technique gets the best of him and Bruno gets defeated. So yep, that's the little comparison. That's all I got to say really. So that's JoJo's Super Action Statue, Medicos, Diavolo in all his glory. Quite a nice figure. Not much to him, not many accessories, but nonetheless, great, I think anyway. If you don't like JoJo's, then you won't be buying this. If you do, you like the character, you can grab him. I got mine from ninnin.game store in Japan. The pricey, it will cost you around about 70 UK pounds, plus your postage from Japan. It's up to you if you pay normal postage or the express. I usually get express, so be expecting minimum £80 to £90 for this guy. But obviously, unless you're a collector, you won't be grabbing one. And unless you like the show, you won't be grabbing one. Because really, you're paying for the posability, the paint and detail, and just to have him in your collection. So yeah, not much for this one, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked the video, drop us a like. If you didn't like it, tell us why down in the comments. It's up to you. Welcome to all feedback. Tell me your favourite JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character, villain, JoJo, down in the comment section. And drop any thoughts and opinions else that you've got you think I can improve for next time. So yeah, take it easy, guys. Have a good one.